Security footage, midnight. A young black man stumbles into the apartment lobby. He's barefoot, shirt torn, bruised. He slams the buzzer, whispers something we still don't understand, then collapses. Within 20 minutes, he's dead. Paramedics say cardiac arrest, but residents heard screams. And the bruises? They told another story. This is the case of Elijah Rome, a 22-year-old student who asked for help and died waiting for it. But here's the thing, the story the city told, it doesn't match the one his body told. April 2nd, 2023. Atlanta, Georgia. 911 receives a call from a resident at Briarstone Towers. There's a man in the lobby. He's hurt, looks scared. Police arrive 14 minutes later. Elijah is already unresponsive. They declare it a medical incident. No signs of foul play. No autopsy ordered. Case closed. But Elijah's mom, Diane, isn't buying it. She drove 6 hours that night, saw her son's body, saw the bruises, and screamed. This wasn't a heart attack. Honor student, visual arts major, lived alone, no criminal record, no known health conditions. Friends say he was quiet, but always kind. He loved painting abandoned buildings, said they told stories no one else listened to. But here's the part that keeps everyone up at night. The night before he died, he told his neighbor, Mrs. Arlene, "If anything happens to me, tell my mom I was scared." Briarstone Towers isn't luxury. It's subsidized housing turned semi-private, and Elijah was the youngest tenant. Tenants remember strange things in the weeks before: power outages, late-night banging, unmarked vans. One woman says she saw Elijah being followed. White SUV parked across the street every day. She told the super. He shrugged, said Elijah was probably just paranoid. 2 days before he died, Elijah filed a noise complaint. The file was lost. Diane begged for an autopsy. The coroner refused. Cause of death, unknown cardiac event. She raised money, paid for a private one. Results came back 6 weeks later. Rib fractures, blunt force trauma, contusions inconsistent with CPR. One note in the margin, injuries appear defensive. Footage from that night, only one angle was saved. Other cameras weren't recording. But what the lobby camera caught was chilling. 11:42 p.m. Elijah runs into view, looks over his shoulder, mouths something, then punches the elevator door. 11:45 p.m. He presses every buzzer. 11:47 p.m. He collapses. 12:03 a.m. Police arrive. But the timeline's odd. Dispatch logs show they were already in the area at 11:35 p.m. So, why the delay? Diane asked for the footage. They denied her. Privacy issues. Asked for maintenance logs. Lost in transition. Asked for incident reports. Nothing on file. She got a lawyer. They got threats. Tenants who spoke out got notices to vacate. Mrs. Arlene, 72, lived 2 floors above Elijah. She heard it all. I heard yelling, not Elijah, a man's voice, rough, angry. She says it started around 11:30 p.m. Then a slam, then silence, then footsteps, slow, leaving. But no one else reported it. No one else wanted to. Fear lived in Briarstone Towers. Digging deeper, Diane found something worse. Elijah wasn't the first. 2018, Malik Jennings, 26, died in the stairwell. Heart failure, they said. His sister swore he was running from someone. 2019 Tanya Brooks, 30, found in the laundry room, collapsed. CPR bruises, they said. But residents remember police showing up quietly. No lights, no one was charged, no one was questioned. One tenant anonymously shared this. He worked security there for 6 months. He quit after Elijah died. Why? Because the cameras didn't just fail, they were disabled. He said someone accessed the security panel that night. Manual override. He said he was told not to talk. Told by who? A man named Kessler, property manager, ex-law enforcement, no public record of his termination. And Kessler, gone. 2 days after Elijah died, moved out, left town, no forwarding address. Diane still fights. She holds press conferences. Elijah's story trends for a week. Daud's justice for Elijah then fades. But the questions remain. Why did the cameras fail? Who was the man in the hall? Why was Elijah so afraid? And most of all, why does no one care when a black boy dies, scared and alone? Last week, Diane got a call, blocked number, a voice she didn't know. He wasn't supposed to be home. He saw something. Then click. And now, a new detail. Elijah's phone, still missing. But his cloud backup synced 12 hours after he died. Someone has his passcode. Someone has his last messages. And someone doesn't want them found. Late Tuesday night, Diane stares at her screen. Her lawyer, calm but tense, speaks. It's there. A message thread. Timestamp, 3:14 a.m., 2 hours after Elijah collapsed. From Elijah's number, a single message. They're here. I'm in the lobby, please. Then nothing, no name, no follow-up, just the panic. And a location tag, Briarstone Towers lobby. But he never had his phone. The phone he rang 911 on, missing. Next morning, Diane and her lawyer visit a private forensics team. They recover deleted drafts from Elijah's cloud backups. Notes like, I heard him say my name. He's close. Why are the cameras off? They're waiting in the stairwell. Stairwell. Elijah might not have died in the lobby. He ran through the building with someone in pursuit. Important detail, the day before death, he posted a photo online. A faded blueprint of Briarstone's floor plan. He tagged it. Make them visible. He wasn't just afraid. He was looking for evidence. The next night, a community gathering. Diane. Neighbors. Whispers fill the room. One voice breaks through. He wasn't paranoid. I heard the banging. I saw him running up the stairs. Another. I saw the white SUV again that night, then a shadow at the top of the stairs. They call it Unit 3B, Elijah's floor. Tenants describe power flickers every night at 11:30. Maintenance men checking the cameras. A blacked-out stairwell. No logs, no receipts. Just dark wires and missing parts. Friday afternoon. Diane meets an ex-maintenance worker in a parking lot. He's sweating, wiping hands. They told me to remove the cameras in stairwells 3 and 4. He shakes. The boss said, no footage, no problem. He shows a text, tonight's the night. Sent, April 1st, 2023, 2 days before Elijah died. He won't say more. Calls his phone. Busy. The private autopsy report lands. It's worse than before. Skull fracture, not from flooring. Bruising on neck, ligature marks. Defensive wounds too numerous. Signs of prolonged struggle. Pathologists note, this was murder, not medical incident. Multiple attackers possible. Diane's voice cracks. He didn't just collapse. They discover something else. Public records of other tenant deaths. Not just Tanya Brooks or Malik Jennings. 5 more victims since 2015. All middle-aged black men and women. All unexplained. All in lower income, multi-floor apartment buildings. All times, weekends between midnight and 2 a.m. All with missing cameras and maintenance logs removed. It feels systematic. Pattern emerges. A young private investigator, Alex Chen, joins the case. She's swift. She's smart. She's tracked camera cables traced to Kessler's house. Receipts for equipment, cut and sorted. A list of stairwell sections that shaved. She tracks Kessler's credit card activity. It shows chain of ownership across 3 properties. One leads to a subsidiary of a national corporate landlord, CompX Corp. They manage 27 subsidized buildings in the city, all with similar camera blackouts. CompX representative Stonewall. Lawyer. These are independent contractors. No fingerprints, no admissions. But recorded calls leak. Manager whispers, they pay us for silence. What? They pay for dead tenants? Back to Elijah's room. They find unpaid student loans for a to-be-published art book about marginalized neighborhoods. He was awarded a teaching fellowship, but withheld. A letter from university, security concerns, facilities disagreement. Was he leaking something? Late Sunday night, Alex uncovers something chilling. Elijah's laptop, sent to private forensics. Folders encrypted, voice memos. Lobby pitch, stairwell tapes, names list. 1 file, 3B witnesses. Names, addresses, emboldened. All tenants who spoke up, all have moved or disappeared. One name, Mrs. Arlene. Old but strong, her apartment empty, locks changed, she's gone. Diane, Alex, and a small legal team go to CompX HQ. They demand footage. Lawyers stand guard. They're turned away by security, armed guards. Inside, whispers, exhaust fans, and a crash server room. Everything wiped. Diane sobs into her lawyer's coat. They're covering it up. Alex cagey. This is bigger, systemic. Diane's eyes blaze through tears. He asked for help, and they hid him forever. At 2 a.m. the next night, Diane gets another call. Blocked. Same calm female voice. Check the stairwell stairs. He left a message. Click. They race back to Briarstone. Under 3B stairwell steps. A USB drive, taped. Label, See Truth. Inside a video file. 9 minutes. It shows Elijah being attacked. 2 shadowed figures surrounding him. He fights back. Calls out Mrs. A. Footsteps flee. Camera shakes. He collapses. Then, a muffled male voice. Keep him quiet. Screen goes black. The leaked video goes viral next morning. Headlines, exclusive, lobby death, not medical, whispered murder. Police reopen investigation. CompX and Kessler are subpoenaed. Public uproar. City council launches committee. But here's the bombshell. Mrs. Arlene's flat was empty, yes. But the security cams captured another figure removing items from her fridge. A man in a maintenance jumpsuit, the same silhouette seen in the 3rd B stairwell. He had a name, according to contractors, James Kessler Sr.'s son, Jimmy. Not listed as an employee, but traced via contract paperwork, pressure mounts, police arrest, Jimmy Kessler, for accessory, CompX exec, for obstruction. Call logs now implicate Kessler Sr. in hiring off-book workers. Diane stands in front of cameras. My son asked for help. He got truth instead. But the USB shows something else. In the last frame before shutdown, a 3rd figure emerges from the shadows, placing something on Elijah's chest. A white envelope with names written in red. Elijah picks it up, and his weak voice says, "They're naming more." Screen shatters into static. This is far from over. What was in that envelope? Who's still out there? They're naming more. Diane stares at the frozen frame. Alex rewinds and pauses. Names, scrawled, male, female, 20 names, 12 red, 8 black, all unfamiliar, all vulnerable. She whispered, "These are more victims." Diane swallowed hard. Their world just exploded. Private investigator Alex dives in. They cross-check from the envelope against city records. First group, lower-income tenants in hidden stairwells. Second, comp likenesses, comp ex-owned properties. Third, names linked to public advocates, housing rights, tenant justice groups, all vulnerable, all likely silenced. A chilling pattern emerges, names clustered by building, dates stamped beside each, some already flagged as missing. A local housing reporter gets tipped. She emails a damning expose draft. CompX stairwell deaths, systematic terror. Before she presses send, her screen goes dark. Her files vanish. She blinks. Laptop, wiped, no draft, no history, just gone. She calls Alex in panic. They're watching. Diane gets texts. Anonymous. No number. Stop digging. You'll end up $3 billion. Her phone buzzes again. Names get names. No context. Just free-floating dread. She stops answering. A veteran councilwoman, Rosa Mendez, calls Diane. Calm but urgent. I've seen that envelope. She explains. Your son named 7 high-profile names. I saw it in a closed file. One is a city manager. Another, housing board president. Special interests, real estate heavyweights. Elijah named them too. Diane's breath catches. Rosa joins the coalition. Media, private investigators, community organizers. Alex and Diane share files with her. Rosa, we need legal subpoena, we need public pressure. They draft petition signatures. Emergency press conference scheduled in 24 hours. Bright lights, cameras, phone flashes. Rosa, Diane, Alex stand before press. Rosa, calm. We demand full disclosure from CompX. We demand the names on that envelope be public. We deserve protection. Reporters ask questions. Police, CompX hired law firms, city managers. Then a man in the crowd. The names? We know one is me. Silence. He steps forward. His ID shows he works for the housing board, reveals he saw his name on Elijah's envelope. He was planning to sound the alarm, but backed down. He feared losing everything. Tension. Rosa nods. He did what Diane couldn't yet. Silence, and then a rumor. Someone is planting evidence to discredit Diane. Alex's office door bursts open at 3 a.m. Files strewn, camera smashed. A note pinned to the wall, "Stop being a threat." Alex calls Diane. "They're not just messing with us, they're trying to scare us into silence." Diane replies, resolute, "Then we don't stop. We expose." On Diane's desk, a dropped envelope. Inside, a torn page, typewritten. Second camera logs, stairwells 6 to 9, employee 47, employee 47. Security codes trace back to CompX's digital logs. A previously unknown building, Crane Heights, another stairwell, another nest of missing camera incidents. Diane and Alex stare at each other. It's expanding. Morning headlines, names in red, envelope, names exposed. Which public official is next? CompX under federal inquiry. CompX responds with a statement. "We do not comment on active investigations." No denials. They hire crisis, PR. Rosa organizes a peaceful protest. Thousands gather wearing white ribbons. City Hall sparkling under TV lights. Rosa raises her fist. "We demand truth. We demand justice." Police presence heavy. Diane stands behind her. Tears, fury, strength. That evening, Diane gets another envelope. No handwriting, typed. Inside, 5 names. Alex Chen, Diane Monroe, Rosa Mendez, the housing board whistleblower, Elijah's missing file. That last line reads, "You were named first on the wrong envelope. This is not about housing. It's personal." Diane crumbles. Rosa shields her. Alex presses record. They want us gone. They realize that they aren't just witnesses. They're next. They prep for the climactic press conference next day. Headline, "Names in red. Reveal the envelope names." They've subpoenaed logs, camera feeds, maintenance contracts, internal memos. If they release proofs, it will expose a citywide conspiracy. If they don't, they die in cover-up. Late that night, Diane receives a phone call from a blocked number. A man's voice. "You're going to regret this." Click. They know, they're watching. They're ready to strike back. The press conference starts in 1 hour. They have the documentary folder. Channel crews are rolling. 3 chairs at the podium, Diane, Alex, Rosa. But one is missing. The housing board whistleblower never showed. His name was on the envelope, and now he's disappeared too. They unmask more names. They attempt to go public. Will they survive tomorrow?